All right, so next I'll just pop on over back to our social feed. So that was the first page, where you might have noticed this little assessment due icon appear earlier. So what this will do, if you click on it, will take you to a quick couple-minute assessment on caregiver burnout. So it appears weekly and it's meant to basically monitor the burnout level of caregivers. So it'll just appear for them, not for the community members. And what caregivers can do with this data is it can help them to monitor for changes in themselves, in how they're feeling. And then from there, they can use that as a tool to help advocate for themselves and for what they need. So the score at the end will appear out of 96, and a higher score indicates that the caregiver may be feeling a little more overwhelmed that week or under quite a bit of stress. Okay, so I'll just take you through it quickly so you can see what it looks like. So I'll say taking the assessment. Let's start it. I'm just gonna quick click through these pretty quick, and I'll read a couple, but you can pause if you want to look at them closer. So choose the number that best represents how often the statement describes your feelings, 0 for never, and 4 for nearly always. Okay. So it'll ask things like time dependency, like do they need help performing tasks? Are they dependent on you? How much you watch them, for example. On emotional health. So, for example, it'll ask questions like, do you feel uncomfortable if you have friends come over, or do you feel angry at them? In physical health, we have questions such as, how is your sleep doing, or how is your health doing? Development questions such as your social life, and then we've got our social relationship items. So, how are you getting along with others in your life, such as your spouse if you're married, for example? And then it'll ask you at the end how many care hours that you provided this week. So maybe I provided just 10 hours. All right. So I'll submit that guy. Okay. So it's giving me a score 48 out of 96. And I'll just press done here. And then in our caregiver journal, if you remember this guy here, there was a second tab, assessments. So this is where I can see all of my past assessments. As you can see, I've kind of taken them a little sporadically throughout the last bit, but it'll just show you any trends. And these questions aren't meant to make you feel bad. Like you shouldn't feel bad if you're having a hard time as a caregiver. It's just meant to help track for those changes so that if you're realizing, oh, hey, I have not been getting enough sleep lately, it helps A, monitor that, but also to, if you see that, to maybe create some more task lists and get some of your friends to help out a bit more with your carry so that you feel better and ultimately your carry feels better too. And then you can see your past results if you want more. You can download a PDF with this guy.